Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's internet training session. I'm Belle from the Academy team. In this session, I'll walk you through the latest update that we have in our POS version 2.47 and also some of the new portal features. Specifically, we will cover surcharge, ordering limit quantity, follow item sequence under each category, and the addition of shift report in pay-in and payout breakdown. So, without further delay, let's get started. First, let us talk about surcharge. There are two types of surcharge to consider here. We have the order surcharge, we have the payment surcharge. So when we talk about order surcharge, it is an additional charge added to the order total. And you might be wondering, since we already have the service charge, we already have the tax in our system, why do we need this surcharge? This is because in some of the region, it's very common to apply surcharge, especially during holidays or even some special occasion. Surcharge is also useful when restaurant would like to charge a certain amount of charges when the party size is big, or even apply a cleaning fee. You can set this in percentage based on the order total or as a fixed amount added to the order. Additionally, you can also specify which dining modes this surcharge will apply to. On the other hand, payment surcharge is an additional charge that applies to specific payment method only, and you can only set this as a percentage but not a fixed amount. For example, you can impose a payment surcharge if a certain payment method has a higher transaction fee, like the credit card charges. This will definitely help you in maintain a consistent profit margin across all sales. And one thing to take note over here, which is very important, surcharge is now only applicable in POS and Merchant Portal 2.0. The Classic theme does not support this feature. So now, let us have a look at how do we actually add this surcharge. Perhaps we'll use the POS as example. All right, so in the POS page, the very first thing that you will need to click on in order for you to add the surcharge will be the setting icon at the top left. So once you click in, scroll down under the restaurant setting, you will see surcharge, right? For those that doesn't see this surcharge in your restaurant setting, do not worry. This is because that you haven't turned on the roles and permission. So how can we make the surcharge appear over here is perhaps you will need to scroll down until you will see user and permission. So click in the user permission, click on the role permission and select the relative role that you would like to adjust over here. So for this example, I'm using manager. So once you click in, scroll to the bottom until you see the setting permission, right? So by default, the surcharge over here is off. So what you're going to do over here is you will need to turn on the surcharge in order for you to see this surcharge in the restaurant setting, right? So once you turn on, click on update. And when you go back to the restaurant setting page, you should be able to see this surcharge, right? So once you see this surcharge, you can click in and you are able to see that in this page, we can add the order surcharge, we can add the payment surcharge. So now, perhaps I'll try with adding an order surcharge and also walk you through what is the thing that we have under this adding step. Okay, so once you click in, this is all the information that you will need to put in when you're trying to add the order surcharge. So the very first thing that we see over here is active. So when this is active, it means that you can apply the order surcharge to your order. And if you would like to have this order surcharge automatically apply to the order, remember to turn on the auto apply as well. But if let's say you decided to turn it off and only manually turn it on when it's needed, then you can just leave it as closed, right? And in this example over here, perhaps I'll put it as an auto apply so that later I can show to you how it's going to affect our order. And then we can also put in the surcharge name. So perhaps for this, I'll go with cleaning fee. Okay. And then when you scroll down, you will see that this will be the amount or percentage that you can set for your order surcharge. So remember, just now we mentioned that order surcharge, you can set amount or percentage, but then payment surcharge is only percentage. So here's the difference, right? So for this order surcharge, I'm going to go with amount, let's say, right? So for the cleaning fee, I'll charge maybe $10 per table. So I'll put it as $10. And also, if let's say your order surcharge is regarding that it's a charges per party size, for example, like you are giving open check items for every table. Okay, so for these open check items, perhaps it's a peanut, and then you are charging maybe $2 per pax. Then if that's the case, then you can also turn on that. So whenever there is any number of party size changes in your table, the surcharge will actually added accordingly, right, to the party size amount. And then we also have the text group. If it applies to any text, then feel free to add on the text group as well. And then remember, very important over here, fill in the available dates and also the time slot, right? So once you are done, you can also notice that we have this date group over here. So for the date group is for you to set like under a specific dates or maybe a period, you would like to have this surcharge to apply, or maybe under this date, this surcharge is not going to apply, right? So if that's the case, you can also add the date group accordingly to your setting as well. And then next, we have the dine-in types, right? So you can also implement that whether this surcharge will be applicable for all the orders that you have, or maybe only for dine-in. So for example, I'm setting a cleaning fee over here. So cleaning fee normally is when customer dine in, then only they will use the table, right? So that's the reason why for this surcharge, I will only apply to my dine-in pay later and dine-in pay first order. For others like pickup, delivery, catering, I'm not turning on for the surcharge yet, right? But of course, if you have any other surcharge that you would like to turn on for pickup, delivery, and catering order, you can also do so. And then next, very, very important, don't miss out this, which is on the applicable modules. So for this applicable module, basically it's for you to select whether what is the modules that will apply the surcharge. So for example, I only have the POS and also online ordering modules over here, and I tick for both. So it means that as long as the order is made through the online ordering or even the POS, it will apply to the order surcharge, which is the cleaning fee that I'm currently setting up, right? And last but not least, we also have this based on party size. So for example, maybe when the party size is small, like 2 packs, you don't do any cleaning fee charges. Then perhaps you can set it in such a way that applied based on party size. When my party size have 3 and above, then this cleaning fee of $10 will be collected from the customer, right? But if let's say their party size is less than 3, 1 or 2, then there won't be any cleaning fee applies to their order. So you can also set in such a way. So once you're done with everything, you can click on save. And ta-da! Your cleaning fee is added, right? And also, I've added the payment surcharge from my end as well. So in the payment surcharge over here, you will see that I added one thing called the credit card transaction fee by collecting a 5% based on the order total, right? And then in this payment surcharge, we can also select it is applicable to all payment methods or only the certain payment method like the Visa, MasterCard, and Amex, right? So I preset this, and let us have a look when we try to order something and do payment, how does it look like? So now, perhaps I'll try it with these 2 orders and confirm. Okay, so you will notice that the party size over here is 1, all right? So just now, when we set the cleaning fee, we mentioned that only 3 and above you will be charged for the $10 cleaning fee. So when I click on pay, you will notice that the order surcharge won't be applied, right? But if you change the number of packs perhaps to 3, so what happened is you will now see that the order surcharge will be auto-applied, right? And for the payment surcharge as well, it will apply only when you select the relevant payment method that you have preset. So for example, if I select cash, there won't be any payment surcharge applied. But when I select Visa card, then you will notice that previously my balance is 159.6, right? Now, after adding the payment surcharge over here, it will change to 167.58. So this is how it works, right? And this will definitely useful for those restaurants that would like to set a separate charges besides what we have in our system, which is the service tax and also the normal tax group. Okay, so now you have gotten the knowledge on how do you set the surcharge. Perhaps next, let us look at the ordering limit quantity. Okay, so what is the ordering limit quantity? This feature actually allows the system to restrict the quantity of specific item per order. You can set the restrictions based on the factors like party size, per head count, or per table, which I believe that it is very, very useful to most of the merchants out there, especially for those that are doing the all-you-can-eat menu restaurant, because normally they will have this kind of restriction of you can only order 10 seafood per order attempt. But of course, even it is not an all-you-can-eat restaurant, it is still applicable for them to use this restriction as well. Like for example, maybe my restaurant currently is doing a promotion that today the lobster is only $50, but I wanted to restrict that, every table you can only order 1 lobster at most. So yep, I can use this ordering limit quantity feature as well. However, something for you to take note over here, ordering limit quantities only applies to POS and Merchant Portal 2.0, all right? And also, currently, as of this moment right now, the feature is not yet ready in the POS. So perhaps I'll guide you guys through adding this restriction in the Merchant Portal 2.0. So allow me to change the slide to Merchant Portal. Okay, so in the Merchant Portal, how can you find this ordering limit quantity is you will need to go to the advanced setting, right? So in the advanced setting, click on System Preference, and you should able to see the ordering quantity limit. So click inside, and now you can actually add the ordering quantity limit for your restaurant. All right. If you would like to add the ordering quantity limit, you can click on Add Ordering Quantity Limit at top right. And once you are in, these are all the information that you are required to fill in. And the very first thing that you should do over here is give your rule a name. So for example, I'm giving this as dinner buffet, right? So once I'm done, I can set the start date and also the end date as well. And take note that if let's say your rule over here is a permanent rule, then you can actually leave the end date as blank, as it will indicate as never ending. Then of course, remember to add the time slot as well. And also, you can set the date group as well for your rule. For example, on a specific date, you want this rule to apply, or maybe on a specific date, this rule wouldn't be applied, right? But for the example over here, I'll leave it as default. And then we can also set the dining types as well. So for the example that I currently demo to you guys, right? This is an all-you-can-eat restaurant. And hence, I will only turn on the apply to dine-in orders. But of course, if you do have any other restaurant from your end, like normal full service or quick service restaurant, you can actually turn on the pickup order, delivery order, or even apply to catering as well, right? And then we will go into the limit details. So for the limit details here, is the place where you can set the rule to limit your customer during ordering based on different situations. So how can I do this is I can click on the add rule. And once I click in, you can see that actually we have the type of limit here. And for this type of limit, right, we have 6 in total. We have per table order, we have per Y person, we have per party size, by order attempt per person, order attempt per table, and also per person. So later on, I will show you one by one on how can we set all these type of limit and also how it looks like on the BYOD page. So perhaps let us start with the first one first, which is limit quantity per table order. So for this limit over here, I'll name it as maybe 1 rack of lamb per table, right? And of course, the item quantity here will be 1, since I mentioned it's only 1 rack of lamb. And then I can actually include the category or the item. So in this example over here, I will use included item instead of category. So I will scroll and then I will find the rack of lamb that we mentioned earlier. Okay, cool. So once I'm done, I will click on save. And you will notice that this rule is successfully applied. So now, I will show you the BYOD page and let's see how this rule will apply to the BYOD. So now you will notice that when I try to order the rack of lamb, it will only allow me to order 1. If I try to order another one, then it tells me the order quantity limit has been reached. The next rule that I'm going to show you will be the limit quantity per Y person. So what does it mean by per Y person? For example, if let's say in one table, I have 5 person, and then I can actually set it as, 2 person, you can order 1 plate of ox tongue. And then if let's say you have 5 person, then it means that maximum you can only order 2 plates of ox tongue, right? So let us do the example together. So in this example, I'll put it perhaps 5 ox tongue per 2 packs. Okay. And then the item quantity over here, I'll put it as 5. And for the per Y person, I'll put it as 2, since I mentioned it's per 2 packs, right? And then you can even go further setting by the maximum quantity per table and also the party size that you are going to limit as well, right? So for here, I'll put it as minimum I have 2 and then maximum I can go up to 99 party size. And then same thing, select the included item or the category as well. So for the example over here, I will go with ox tongue and I will click on save. So now let us have a look on my BYOD, how it will look like. Right? So now I have 2 packs on my table. And according to what we have said earlier, so 2 packs you are only allowed to order 5 ox tongues. And that's the reason why when I click on more than 5, it will show me that the order quantity limits has been reached. Alright, so the next type of limit that we are going to set currently will be limit quantity by party size. So for this example over here, perhaps I'll set it as 1 rice per 2 packs. Okay, and then I'll put it as the item quantity for 1, right? And then the party size, I'll do minimum 2 and maximum 99 as well. So now, instead of selecting the included item, I'm going to select included categories. So for here, I'll be selecting rice, right? So it means that for the whole rice category, you can only select 1 per 2 packs. If you have more than 2 packs, for example, like 4 packs, then of course you can go more, right? So I'll click on save as well. Okay, so remember just now we mentioned that in our table, we only have 2 packs. So according to what we have just said earlier, if I order 1 bibimbap, it is okay. But when I try to order more, no matter it's a eel bibimbap, the normal bibimbap, or the kimchi fried rice, it won't allow me to order more. It will tell me that the order quantity has been reached as well. So for the next example, I will set the type of limit as limit quantity per order attempt per person. So the name over here, perhaps I'll put it as 5 seafood per order attempt per person, right? And of course, the item quantity that I can set over here, I'll put it as 5. And same thing, I'll select the category as seafood. So now I will go to save and let us see what happened in the BYOD page. So for the 5 seafood per order attempt per packs, since I have 2 packs in my table, so it means that in total I can actually go up to 10 seafood. So now I'm trying to order 10 seafood, and you will notice that when I order more, it won't allow me to do so. But don't worry, you just need to submit the order, all right? And once you are submitted, then you can go back to the seafood, and here you go. You can order another 10 seafood again in this order attempt. For the next type of limit, we can set it as per order attempt per table. So for this, it's actually quite similar with the per packs that we just set earlier. So let me finish up the setting over here. I will put this as maybe 2 soup per order attempt per table for now, right? So the item quantity, of course, is 2. And same, I'll go with the category and I will select soup, all right? And then same thing, click on save. Well, for order attempt per table, it's quite similar with order attempt per packs, just that currently it doesn't look at how many packs you have on your table, but it will only allow you to order 2 soup per order attempt per table. And hence, in my soup category over here, I can only order 2 soup. If I order more, then it won't allow me to do so. But of course, the same thing, once the order is submitted, and then it means that by order attempt, I can order another 2 more soup now. Alright, so for the last rule, I will set the limit quantity per person. So for the name over here, I'll put it as 1 free drink per pack. Alright, and also for the item quantity, I'll put it as 1, and I will select the item as the free drink. Okay. Right. So once I'm done, I will click on save. So for this, it's quite straightforward. It doesn't look at the order attempt, it doesn't look at the table, but it will look at the number of packs that you have in your table. Hence, just now we have said that only 1 free drink you can get per person. And I have 2 packs in my table. So that's the reason why the maximum amount of canned drink that I can go here is 2. When I order more, then it will tell me that the quantity limits reach as well, right? And once I submitted the order, I couldn't able to order more on the drinks, on the free drinks anymore. This is because it's not by order attempt. Next, let's discuss the follow item sequence feature under each category. When this setting is enabled, the items will display according to your predefined category in the KDS, expedite, and also printing. And if you disable this setting, then the item will display according to how you select them on the POS. And I know that it might be quite hard for you guys to visualize this from my explanation. So perhaps I'll use the POS and my preprint order ticket to show you and give you a clearer picture on how this feature works. So I will go to my POS and click on setting. And then you can select system preference and scroll to the bottom. Then you should be able to see something called item display sequence. So in this item display sequence, you can actually choose that you want it to be displayed as system default or custom, but then turn off the follow item sequence. Or another one is custom, and you turn on the follow item sequence. So for the example over here, perhaps I'll go with the first one, which is on the system default first, right? So once I'm done with setting this system default, then I can perform with the ordering. So during ordering, I will go with pork category, and then I will select pork belly, the spicy pork belly, the beef slice, and also the ox tongue, right? So remember on my selection, the sequence of items over here, okay? So pork category first, and then we go with beef. And then I go with confirm submission. So now, once the order is submitted, when you go back to the order ticket, this is what you can see from your ticket, right? So the printing will according to how you ring them on the POS. And therefore, you are seeing the pork belly as first, and then spicy pork belly, and then it goes with this beef slice, and also the ox tongue. So now, what if instead of selecting system default, I select custom, but without turning on the follow item sequence? So my result over here, it will look something like this, right? So what happens is the display sequence over here, you will according to my predefined category as well, but then the item printed over here, it was still based on how I select them. So therefore, you will see something like it will show beef category first, and then it show the pork category, all right? And then under the beef category, it was still showing the beef slice first, and then only go with the ox tongue, because this is how I select them on the POS earlier. Well, another thing, which is so-called a new feature that we added currently, is follow item sequence. So when we turn on custom and also follow item sequence, this display sequence not only following your category, but it will also follow the item sequence in your category as well. And hence, that's the reason why when I do the same ordering, it will show me beef category and then go with the pork category. And under the beef category, it will show the ox tongue first. Only it will show the beef slice. And under the pork category, it will show the spicy pork belly. Only it shows the pork belly. This is because in my POS, all right, in the ordering page, you will notice that the beef category comes before the pork category, and the ox tongue is the first one among the beef category. And that's the reason why it is showing as the first one in my order ticket over here, right? So this is how it works, okay? And one reminder, this will only affect the printing, the KDS, and also the expedite. All right. Lastly, we have an update on the shift report as well. You can now see the pay-in and payout details in the shift report, giving you a more comprehensive overview of your financial transaction within a shift. But in order for you to see these details, you will need to make sure that you have turned on the setting under the system preference. So now, perhaps let me show you on this via the POS. So in the POS, you can click on the setting icon, and in previous update, all right, in the shift report, what happened is you only allowed to see the drop, payout, pay-in, and purchase amount under the shift report without seeing the reason and also the role who performed this action, right? So with the current update, what happened is you just need to go to the system preference, scroll until you see something called the shift report setting. So under the shift report setting, turn on this show pay-in and payout breakdown and click on save. So now, when I go back to my shift report, you can see that currently it will show you the details such as the reason and also the role who performed this action. So not only for drop, same goes to the payout, pay-in, and purchase as well, as long as there is any action carried out, right? So this is what we have in the updates for the shift report. And all right, with that, I would say that it's a wrap for today's session. Thank you for joining me and paying attention throughout the whole training session. And I would like to remind everyone that the version 2.47 is now officially live. So remember to update your POS and explore the new features we have just discussed earlier. And of course, if you have any question while trying out these new features, feel free to reach out to me on Slack by just searching my name over here. All right, okay. So with that, I would say that will be all. Thank you once again. Goodbye and have a great day ahead.